Sun's out, I guess. Oh, I don't really want to put that down. It makes me look disembodied. Um, just letting people come on. Hey, Darren. I just got some feedback from a friend who knows the guy. He knows the guy. Anyway, somebody I mutually know from a gold investment, but I don't know. I mean, I know the name. Don't. Anyway, I got the feedback that it sounds like I'm, what's the word, pulling back on Railtown. And I just want to say, if I'm coming across that way, it's wrong. My discouragement that might be coming across is just this delay is very draining. The shorts attack me. It's not that bad, but sometimes it's disgusting. And it's also some people have sold, and not a lot. It's just I've heard of 2 or 3 people have sold a little bit, and I hate that, because if you sell, you're just playing into the shorts, and the system is set up such that um, the longs and the company and the CEO and the attorneys, for the longs, they have to be so careful and precise with releasing information and following the rules. The shorts don't have to do anything. They can break the rules constantly all day long. They own Ann Wagner. They own Adina Friedman. They own Charlie Chucky Cheese Cromwell Crummy CEO of the over-the-counter markets. They own it all. So it's just my frustration probably coming through. I also probably get a little worn out because I feel some of you are talking about other stocks and getting distracted by idiotic stories out there. And some of those stocks have gone up a little bit, not greatly. Oh, I should look and see what the stocks are doing. I didn't even think of that. This isn't going to be a long call because I have to get ready to go to the hospital. GTII is at 15 cents. I don't know why you don't just sell. All right, so Railtown's down 48 to 48.3. Guys, the shorts do not know a thing. They do not know a thing. And let's see what the volume is, 147,000. Let's take 100,000 of that, just because it's simple arithmetic. The stock opened at 51 cents. It's now 48 cents on the bid. The low is 47.58. Let's just look, they probably do it in rapid fire, trade, selling stock they don't own, which is illegal. And then they cover, I don't know why high frequency trading has to occur in over the counter markets, but let's just treat it as one block, 100,000 shares. These criminals sold this morning in the dead of August, when no one's working, when everybody's at the beach, when you're scared, when people are going, is William getting negative on the stock? I'm not negative. You should buy all the Railtown you can. You should own all the Railtown you can. You should sell every other shitty stock you own and buy Railtown now. You should do it now. All full-fisted, everything you have in the buckets of junk stocks, high-risk stocks, speculative stocks, and maybe some of the other plays that you want to that are higher grade than that. But you should get out of everything, even if those things go up a little bit. There's no alternative right now on your horizon other than Railtown. This is a gift. You can buy it all day long at, it looks like, 48 cents. 48 cents, 3.483. So here's the thing. If we treat it as one trade, just for arithmetic, they're doing it high frequency trading. This is set up by Goldman Sachs, Ken Griffin, the attorneys that work for Wall Street. This is all a scam, just to churn, as if they deserve this money, these criminals. So let's do 100,000. The volume today is 147.9. Let's say 100,000 shares they got off at 51 cents, and they cover it at 48 cents. Now, there's all variations of this. They can hold it. They could be selling it as a hedge. They could be doing it against toxic notes, which they're not here. Let's just do it as aggressive day traders. And they know you. Oh, I got to tell you how many shares we have. There it is. It's a pretty big number, guys. You're the only shares available. There are no other shares available. Everybody close to the company is not selling. That's how many shares are out. That's how many there are. 11,534,982. It's over 8% of the company. 11,534,000. So anyway, if they were to trade, and they're doing it rapid fire, but let's just say one block at 100,000. And remember, they could do more than this, but let's just use simple arithmetic, because you're saying, why would they do it? Why would they do it? They make $3,000 today. And you're panicking. You're thinking, oh, the stock's down. They must know something. Something must be. They don't know anything. All they know is this is the last week of August. And if they can, let's say they only got 2 cents a share today. That's $2,000. It's better than digging ditches. $2,000 for being assholes. But anyway, you should be buying. Don't be panicking here. Do not be panicking here. The only reason, the other day I did a video on some of the background of negativity, and it was just to be balanced. When you invest, you have to have a theory, and you have to pick your theory. Then you have to measure it against the alternatives and the other voices, which is what I tried to do. I think it was 4 days ago, 5 days ago, I can't remember, when I pointed out that there's this small chorus out there of, well, AI's in a bubble. Well, I also tried to tell you that there's 2 levels of AI. There's AI, there's the first phase of it. It's all retail, it's all the chat GPT, it's all the collection of information that is, when you ask a question, it just goes out and collects all the data. A lot of it's already been collected, so it's very quick in its response time. But that's that's sort of the data collection side, and that's through, and that's getting people to sign up for chat GPT, which I meet random people. I met a woman the other night who, lovely, a salesperson, very successful, having some troubles in certain areas. I'll keep that private. And she asked, I don't know what that was, but she asked chat GPT. My brother, he suggested to me last night, on my little personal issue right now, because I was worried. Anyway, I don't want to get too complicated in it, and I also don't want to present myself as being some knowledgeable proselytizer or Bible thumper, but I wanted to make sure Mother had received last rites. But a priest had been there before I came, but it was some weird name, and it didn't say last rites. But it turns out, I guess Vatican's something or other, they changed the name of it. So shows how ignorant I am. But I became comfortable after about an hour of questioning that she has received that. But my brother said, well, just ask ChatGPT, because there's moral issues, because the technology can technically keep the body alive, but is it real? He said, ask ChatGPT. Anyway, people are using AI that way, but that's a phase of AI which will continue, and the growth could be gigantic, but it's different than what this AI 2.0 is. This AI 2.0 is taking data centers and chips of enormous capacity and speed, and using that, I hate this word, compute power. Every word in the English language has to be destroyed. If there were one human being out there that could make sure that we could use English properly, I'd want them to write a book. But compute power is skyrocketing, and to take advantage of that, we're now at AI 2.0, which is I don't think AI, artificial intelligence, is ever going to get intelligent. I don't think it's going to be a case of Hal. No, that's not what he said. He said, Dave, Hal on 2001 computer. I don't personally think that AI is going to become sentient. Um, and I guess that's because I think there's more to life than just data. But anyway, that's the fear. But in the meantime, AI 2.0 is learning. It but that learning isn't like the human brain. It's probably just standardizing the repetitive part and focusing on the part that's new. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but it allows corporations to, for everything from finance. I wouldn't want to be a low-level stockbroker in the future. Insurance. Why would you need an insurance agent? Real estate. 6%. You're going to be able to buy a house on your phone and represent yourself. Lawyers, lawyers, I've dealt with a lot of lawyers uh, in corporate situations. And I had one yell at me over the phone when I challenged. You're on the phone, your assistant's on the phone, you've got your partner on the phone, you've got a junior. I mean, what's this running just so we can listen to you tell us how smart you are? It's costing us $3,500 an hour. And he yelled back, F you, Farron. Well, I wasn't wrong. Why did we have to pay $3,500 an hour to listen to him tell us how smart he was? But that's what attorneys do, and that's what this is. This is why this just goes on and on and on. On the other hand, that's one aspect. On the other hand, Railtown has a product, Conductor, which we can glean from the news releases and the fact that AI Partners wants to, out of 165 companies, they said, hey, buy us, marry us. I'm the one. Pick me, pick me. And Conductor I can't remember if it's in a press release or it's on their website, but Conductor saves, or it's in that research report, which I don't have with me. But Conductor saves something like 25% of a computer programmer's time, where you have to type in the same crap over and over and over again. It says it. I'm not making it up. And I've read it to you, but it takes over the mundane crap. Well, let's just assume it's 20%. Imagine if the Conductor can do 20% of every programmer in the world. Everybody. This is supra. It's not in one channel. It's not in one company. It's for everybody can use it. All that AI you're reading about, that the Windrift that got purchased for billions of dollars, what was that agent called? Devon or something? That isn't put in a box, and that market is gone to Conductor. Conductor's on top of it. Conductor's on top of all of it. I wish I had the vocabulary. Someone was describing it to me. I think it's a little bit of a hokey description, but if you have Chevrolets and Volkswagens and Fords, or as my sister used to call them, Ford Volkswagens, she doesn't know, of course, but you have all your different make and models of cars, and so Jeep can be doing well, and Datsun can be failing. But as they drive on down the highway, all these different vehicles, you can see, it's a bad example, but there used to be an additive called STP, and I can almost remember what it stood for, but I can't now. STP, but you would add it and it would increase your performance. And maybe the P is for performance. But that's what Conductor is. It goes across all platforms, all programming, all AI development of software. It's not, you're not just in a Ford Volkswagen category, like I just explained. It's across all vehicles. So anyway, it's a big market. It's huge, and I think you should be buying today. You should not be selling. They're trying to scare you out. It's vicious. It's vindictive. But you should be buying all you can today. 48 cents? Unbelievable. In 2 weeks, you're going to regret it. Why do I say 2 weeks? Well, maybe 3 weeks. Maybe 3 weeks. I've been telling you for a while, and I got blowback on it, but I've been telling you for a while that you should not plan on Railtown and AI Partners being finalized as a merger in August. Why? Everybody goes on vacation, and lawyers, attorneys go on vacation. That was one reason I had. The other reason is, this conceptually is a very large transaction with a lot of signatures, a lot of moving parts, a lot of updates, a lot of good news that has to be papered up. And there's nothing worse than an attorney, a collection of attorneys. They have to first tell you how smart they are and prove that they're worth $1,500 an hour. And they have to rack it up. And they do it 10-minute segments at a time, or 15, or even 5. And if they can just run it into that next 5 minutes, wow, they have another 15 minutes they can charge you. And that happens across desk after desk after desk after desk, and it never ends. So that expands the time involved. And then just imagine, good news. You guys are looking this, you're saying, oh, the stock's down. What else is that? What other piece of crap is up out there? You're saying MTN is up 35 cents. Energy Vault is up 11 cents. I'm missing out on the action. Guys, hot money, after Railtown gives you 10x and more, I don't want you getting out until we know news. This hot money crap has got to stop. Sorry, I've been taking this medicine and my foot is reacting to it, I guess, in a good way, but it's agitated. But I guess that's the process. So you're looking at the stock and you're saying, oh my gosh, there's nothing wrong. Railtown is the most exciting story you've ever stumbled upon, ever. And unfortunately, when you have attorneys working on it, how do attorneys get paid? Time. Stretch the mother out. That's one thing, but then the news can be accruing and accumulating, and that is new work. And Guys, I've been telling you for weeks that I think that your best way to avoid the stress and avoid the pressure of day to day watching this is plan on the second week of September. I stand by that, because if there are female attorneys out there, they're going to take their vacation because women are entitled to what they're entitled to. That's usually how they see it. Men, you can oppose on them. Hey, sacrifice for the team. That's just how human beings are. Men maybe are staying, but if they're married to a woman and a family, it's going to be hard to avoid vacation. So you've got vacation, you've got to build in. It's the attorneys, it's the bankers, it's everybody. And this is the last week of vacation, at least in the United States. And then you've got a 3-day weekend. Why go back on Monday? Let's just get back on, honey, let's go back on Tuesday. The flights are crowded. We'll get in late Tuesday. We can go to work on Wednesday. All right, honey, why don't you take leave? It's a 3-day weekend. Let's just come back in the middle of the week. So that's the first week of September gone. It'll be the second week in September. What's so bad about that? What's so bad about that? That's next week is the first week. The following week is the second week. You should be buying all you can of Railtown now. Every single bit. They're giving it to you. Anything you want to buy, you can buy under 50 cents right now. And you're hesitating because you think the shorts know something. They don't know jack shit. They're just abusing you. They're abusing you. And guess what? The only way to pay them back is buy more, buy more, buy more. What's 90 days? 90 days would be September, October, November. Let's just say by the end of the year. This stock could be, what's the arithmetic? 10x from here would get you $5. And then 5x from there would get you to $25. I don't know, what is that, 15x from here? Or am I losing my, well, let me use a calculator. 50 cents times 15. No, it's not what it is. So 25 divided by 50, 50x. You could make 50x on your investment right now by the end of the year, in my opinion. According to me, the stock will be $25 by the end of the year. Give or take. Give or take. Are you going to be mad if it takes 9 months to get to $25? That's where it's headed. This is a $25 stock. And you're being shaken out because you're nervous. And William looks like he's being a little bit tired from travel, worried about other financings, worried about health, worried about this and that, bored with waiting, just being human. Ignore all that. Railtown's a $25 stock. When? I mean, it could take a year. I think by the end of the year, it could be $25. Why? Why? Because you're in a bull market in AI 2.0, and you have investment bankers, you have research analysts, you have money that's ready to go into AI with people that are smart, and who can make an analysis once this comes out of a quiet period of projected revenues. Once they can project revenues and they can calculate an ARR, an annual recurring revenue projection for Railtown, the combined company, and they can project the growth, they can give you a multiple. They will buy it now. Unlike you, they're not all battle scarred from all bullshit stories you've heard and everything doesn't work and you're chasing dreams. They're not like that. They've got the computer banks. They've got history. They've got comps. They buy compute power. They understand data. They will buy the stock for 5 years and 10 years and 15 years. They're not in here to get scared out by Tony no money or by the latest, get drawn away by the latest Benedetto beauty. They're investors. They're not hot money. They're not scaredy cats, fraidy cats. They can't buy right now. They can't buy right now. Many of them have signed NDAs. Many of them are precluded because they may have access to information that could be deemed material. So they have to follow the rules. The criminals who were shorting the stock today don't have to follow any rules. None. Because there's no enforcement. So you get scared out. And that's part of what wears me down. It's endless. But guys, it's once more into the breach. I don't know which number to throw at you. But I've given you so many examples of what the revenue could be. Let's not pick a time frame. Let's not pick whether it comes from AI partners, which the partnership level has over 400 million in revenue. And let's not pick Conductor, which can rapidly ramp up revenue, as is evidenced by the 4 or 5 contracts they've already announced, and by the fact that John Ruffalo and Dr. Tom Core and Mike Nobrega want AI partnerships to be purchased by Railtown because of Conductor, and that's in the news. It's in the press releases. But let's not say where it's coming from. All from Conductor, all from AI, or some kind of combination. And let's not put pressure on it. Let's not say that it's happening next week. Let's not say it's happening in January. It might be August. I think it's going to be very rapid in a matter of weeks. But let's say they get to 100 million in revenue. Remember, AI Partners has 400 million ready for the plucking. Conductor, the woman, I think it's a guy actually, not a woman, at Capital Research said the addressable market is 3 billion. And this is a year ago. 3 billion addressable market. And that they would get a material part of that. So she picked 3%. It might be a he. 3%. That's 90 million. So let's not argue where it comes from. Let's just pick 100 million. They get there as projectable annual recurring revenue. 100 million. And guys, it's not going to be me doing this arithmetic. You don't have to do it. Once the quiet period's over and once some of these revenues can be fleshed out and spoken about, it won't necessarily be in the public discourse. It might be at a desk at Microsoft. It might be at a desk at Omar's trading, the Ontario Municipal Employee Retirement System trading desk. It might be a research group that's hired by the, I don't know, the Walmart Family Trust. I don't know. But these are going to be people paid for to look at it and make decisions that don't have the scaredy cat pain and scars that you and I do from all the schlock companies we've been told about. All crap. Every single one of them crap. Except for Railtown. And if we assume 100 million in revenue, AI partners, 400 million down below, Railtown just on a $3 billion addressable market at 3%, according to Research Capital, that's 90 million. But remember, the market's much bigger than that. I mean, off the top of my head, there was on the website a $25 billion market for addressable market. There was a $130 billion addressable market by the end of this decade. And again, you don't have to wait. These companies will, these big pools of money will invest for the long term. They're not like you sitting there, oh my gosh, the stock's down 5 cents. Should I get out? I mean, I don't want to lose it all. They're not like that. They're not like that. So if we assume 100 million, and I showed you the other day, even in the negative research report from somebody about is it a bubble, but the multiples were 150 times revenue. Two of them, two of the deals they spoke about, 150 times. The lowest, I think, was 22 times, but then they had a whole range, 170 times, 80 times. Let's just use 25 times. Let's just use 25 times. That's $2.5 billion. We divide it by, they currently have 140 million shares outstanding. Let's divide it by 170, which is what that research capital group used. So we'll divide it by 170 million shares. That's a $15 target. It's a $15 target at 25x. But what if it's 50x? Not 150, not 100. What if it's 50x, which would be because it's growing? That's a $30 target. But what if it's 100x? That's a $60 target. And that's only on 100 million in revenue. What if they roll up 100 million in revenue from AI partners and they get 100 million in revenue from Conductor? That's 200 million. So you could take 15, multiply it, that's 30 at 25x. But at 50x, that's 60. At 100x, that's right, it's 120. Guys, the numbers are gigantic, and you're all nervous because these criminals want you to be. And then they bring all these other ideas because they want you to be hot money. And you know, when they get you trading as if you know what the heck you're doing with hot money, they are going to strip you of your money. You have zero advantages. You don't know what the hell you're doing. When, well, oh, hey, this this stock is that it's at its 50-day moving average. This is going to run. Oh, they just got a research from HC Wainwright. It's going to 12. That stock went down a buck. You have zero advantages. With Railtown, you have all the advantages. Why? Because you're a tick on the back of a deer. You're a bird on the back of a hippopotamus. You're a barnacle, I guess, on the back of a walrus. You're a barnacle on the underside of a whale. You don't have to know anything. You don't have to make any decisions. Bigger money than you are going to do it for you. They're going to think about it. They're going to analyze it. They're going to drive the questions. They're going to invest in it. And they're going to drive this steamship to port. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is establish your position of Railtown and do not be shaken out of it. So all they're trying to do is shake you out. The only stock that is going to be for sale, the only real stock that's going to be for sale is your shares, and they want it. So don't give it to them. Don't give it to them. Don't give it to them. I heard from a friend who has some access to bankers and I guess by extension real research people, but also some insight into how the major MAGA, the 7 companies are thinking. And in general, he asked, and others in his group asked, some of these big players, when does the AI story flame out? When does it just become a .com, .bomb disaster? And do you know what they heard back? Not from little pussycats like we are, not from retail brokers, from top decision makers at the MAGA 7 level. 5 years. We've got a 5-year window. 5 years. So these big institutions, these big pools of money, I'm telling you, if you want to sell your stock, that's where it's going to go. Now, these big institutions cannot buy until the quiet period's over, and they may not buy at 50 cents. And you're going to say, well, see, I told you I don't want to be in it. I want to be in Frank Benedetto's great new idea. I don't know the other people talking to you. I'm not trying to pick on him per se. They'll buy it $5. They'll buy it $10. Right now, they're in the quiet period. Why would they pay more? Well, number one, it's illegal to do it now. Number two, they've got panels and they've got to get approval. And if one person jumps the gun and something doesn't work, they'll lose their job, and it's all committee. But they'll pay $10 a share. Why? They think it's going to go to 100. They think it's going to go to 50. And that's a good place to be. You, because you're in it early, you can get in at 50 cents. And when it goes to 50, that's gigantic returns. It makes up for all your losses, all the red, and it gives you green. And then I hope you never listen to guys like Frank Benedetto again, ever. And if you do it with a sliver. I think the stock will be a $50 stock. We can argue about when, and that's in both directions. We can argue that it could happen very, very quickly. We could also argue it could take 18 months. But I think it's a $50 stock. That's not my initial push here. My initial push is you can make 10x on your money, whether you pay 50 cents, 55 cents, 60 cents, 70 cents, 75 cents, 80 cents, 85 cents, 90 cents, 95 cents, a dollar. I think you're going to see 10x very, very, very quickly. So anyway, that's my little attempt at making it clear that I'm not losing any enthusiasm for Railtown. And I think it's depressing. I understand one or two people sold their small position, but they did. This depresses me. It just depresses me because you're going to still be victims of these criminals. You know, they've been trained over time. They know how humans think. They know how groups think. They know just be relentless, be evil, be relentless, and they'll make money. It's depressing. It's very depressing. All right, let me go through some of your comments. Let me look at some of these prices. Railtown right now is 48 cents to 48.3. Buy it, hold it, add to your positions. You're crazy. You're going to regret it if you don't do it. I mean, I'm looking at the last 5 trades, 5,100, 2,706, 2,706. That is communication. 200 and 1,000. So you got 6, 8, you got 9,000 shares, 9,006 shares pricing the whole complex. 9,000 shares is pricing 139 million shares out there. The whole market cap is being priced by fake trading, and you're falling for it. You're falling for it. The market cap of this son of a gun is 68 million right now. Do you know what the market cap of Soundhound is? Soundhound? Let's just look at Soundhound. Soundhound, eh? Soundhound, eh? Soundhound trades at $12. You know what the market cap of Soundhound is, eh? $4.9 billion. $4.9 billion. Remember, Soundhound, $4.94 billion. Remember, Railtown, $68 million. Remember those two numbers. Soundhound, eh? And Railtown, eh? Remember them. Should Soundhound be trading at 68 million? Or should Railtown be trading at 5 billion? You think about that. Look up Soundhound. It has a very specific use of AI, which is brilliant. It's just one use. Railtown's above it all. Which company is the right price? at least for the next 18 months. You look it up. Stop reacting to the stock price. This stock price is incorrect, and it's allowed because Adina Friedman, Charlie Cromwell, the SEC, NASDAQ, FINRA, Goldman Sachs. I left one. I've left others out. The woman that runs the oversight committee, they all let it happen. This price is not correct. You're buying this stock that's a $5 stock. You're paying 50 cents for it. Will it go straight to $5? I don't know. It could. It could happen just like that. On the other hand, maybe it goes $1, $1.25, $2, $2.50, $3.50, $4.75. But when it hits 5 or 6, it could be 15 in a heartbeat. Am I coming on strongly enough? I hope so. I hope you buy today. I'm going to leave in 5 minutes, but I hope you buy every bit of this stock you can afford to buy, and you add to it and add to it and add to it and add to it today, tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, because obviously in the last week of August, they're trying to take advantage that everyone is on holiday, everyone on Wall Street, all the wealthy people, no one's watching. They're having a little more fun. Take advantage of it. Don't be panicked by the low price. It's fake. All the sales are fake. Everybody should be buying it. So let's go through everything. Hey, Darren Collins, how are you? Hey, Tebow, good day to you. Yeah, you are second. Sorry to hear about your mother. Thank you very much. I didn't mean to cause drama on that. She lived a long life, and she lived the life to her, full extent of what she wanted to do. So I think and she, yesterday anyway, last 2 days, we have to go shortly, so that's why I have to get off here soon. She was at peace, so I appreciate it, but it will be okay, and it's all in God's hands right now. The only reason I brought it up is, I guess it's explanatory for my not being live. I don't want that interpreted that I'm backing off. You should be buying every single share of Railtown you can afford to buy, want to buy, wish to buy. Do not sell. Screw the shorts. Hey, D-Mac. I added a few hundred more. All right, D-Mac. That's great, D-Mac. I'll add it. D-Mac Balula, be my baby. Jack Hamilton. You added more. All right, Jack Hamilton. Yeah, I'm tapped out myself. So I'm mad. I'm mad I can't buy anymore. But this is one opportunity you're going to regret if you don't. I'm maxed out. I can't think of another way. I have these shares. I don't know why I have them with me. They must have been in my notebook. But I have these shares. I just can't sell them. Can't. It's Dolly Varden that I invested in years ago, but I can't get it back into the system quickly. But if I could, I would. Hey, DD Play, thank you very much. It's okay. Um, a lot of the tough time is self-centered guilt and self self-reflection. So it's, you know, that's irrelevant to doing the right thing by her. And it you know, to my shame, I couldn't get out of the way of my own ego on Sunday, but yesterday I was okay. I still was a little bit cowardly and wishy-washy as we made the decision, but it's okay. Uh, my sister, God bless her, said the entire rosary. Do I get credit for listening? And and the chaplain came in. She isn't Catholic, but she and my sister said prayers. And I don't know if my mother necessarily wanted all of that, but she didn't have a choice. What I added is the TV was on some terrible music. I said, could you put on the US Open? Not for me, because it was behind me, but for tennis, because she loved tennis. So she got to hear the tennis for that day anyway. And no, it'll be fine. It's a blessing, and it's a blessing for her. She's in San Diego, the city, the place she loved. The weather is great. The sun set last night. She loved all that. It's a beautiful hospital, clean, modern. She would love that, and she's at peace. Um, so it's very good for her. And uh, Sunday night, my sister and I had, of all things, we went to a restaurant Mother would have loved and had, you know, what do you call it? I don't know what you call it. Prime rib, I guess. Prime rib, just the small cut. She would have loved that. That Mother would have loved that. My sister had her wine. Mother would have liked that. I had water, but and then last night we went to Old Town San Diego and went to a Mexican restaurant. Mother would have loved that. So it's all good. It's a good exit. It's not going to be. It's how it should be. Yeah, I was a bit of a pussycat Sunday, but I'm brave now. Uh, hey, Jack. Yeah, 8% plus, exactly, 11.5 million. Money magnet. The severe crash you're predicting could cause social arrest. Any advice on how to prepare? I think the number one thing you have to do is, you know, it's in a lot of ways you don't have a lot of time, but I think if you can get uh, in your mind, if you can get ready spiritually, however, whatever that means to you, make sure you're right with your family and neighbors. Neighbors are be good, be kind to your web-footed friends. For a duck could be somebody's mother. I don't remember the rest of it, but if you have a support around you, you can have each other's back. Um, I had originally purchased I'm going to have to go. Maybe I'll save that discussion for another time. Um, you should have some water and some food, and perhaps old things like books, so you can pass time by reading, because your power might be out. Um, I think when the markets crash, it's it's going to be devastating to the illusion of wealth, and real wealth will become silver, gold, maybe platinum. I think assets that provide income like oil and gas, water, farms, things you know how to do, whatever you know how to do, that'll become important. Uh, you don't want to have a lot of debt. You want to be out of the debt-based system. And uh, yeah, we can talk about that. But I do think, though, money, just before you panic about it, I think that the Fed in particular, but the United States government will come in and bail out everything. They'll buy every bond ever printed. They'll buy every stock that, and from the depths of the sell-off, I think there will be, it may not be all the way back to those highs, and it may not start right away. You could have a 9-month crash, but I'd say before a year and a half went by, you're going to see the Fed, if you include what the Federal Reserve does around the world, helping all the other central banks, I bet they add $50 trillion worldwide to the financial system, buying up everything. And I think it'll work one more time. So I think the social unrest will, in the United States and Europe, will be halted. But bear it in mind, in the future, when oil goes to 100, 200, 300, 500 a barrel, your life is going to be different. And we'll have time to get ready for that. Right now, the number one thing to do right now is to make your account bigger than it is by owning Railtown. Northeast Iowa, here in the north, we're still hanging strong, waiting for a blast off. Bought another 335. You're the best. Northeast Iowa. Good job. G did loo. I'm happy to hear. Sorry to hear about your mother. Please add update. Add 6,000. All right, G Diddy. Plus 6,000. All right. That's awesome. Plus 11,000. That's awesome. You're the best. All of you guys are the best. Akira Nova. Still holding. Hold strong. Hey, Giuseppe. Joseph, condolences. Thank you. 92. Joseph has 92. Giuseppe. Okay, awesome. Here's David. Scientifically treated petroleum. That's so silly. That is so silly. STP. I never knew that. STP. Huh. Thank you. That's great. Publix will not let members buy Railtown. They're all phony. Robinhood's phony. They sell fragmented shares. A to Z, much respect. Uncle Andy, my cleared. All right, Uncle Andy bought. Good for you. I don't know how much, but I'll put your name down. Good job, Uncle Andy. We're so sorry, Uncle Albert. Donna bought more. All right. Wow, that's a lot. 1,600. I like that. In the face of all these odds. That's beautiful. The volume is up to 174,000. It's all fake, guys. It's all fake. These are not real sales. Nobody that owns this stock is selling. I mean, maybe some of you, I guess, but there's no selling. This is all fake. Bill Michael, sorry about your mom, Bill. Thank you very much, Bill. Why not Rail than Robinhood to at least watch? I don't know that question, but I think Robinhood and the others, Moo and all the other brokerage firms, they trade, definitely trade in security entitlements, not in real shares. I'm going to go in 1 minute. Hi, Donna says hi to Jack. Yeah, I've got to get ready. So a bunch of these other stocks are up. Mountains up 48 cents to 12.83. Energy Vaults up 10 cents to 170. This one this ALTS is up 38 cents to 718. My opinion, they're trying to get some of these other stories in the green, and they're pressing this one. They're in trouble at Railtown. They're in trouble, but it's not a short story. I'm not telling you because it's a short story. It just happens that they're in trouble, and just hold tight. Please hold tight. I guess I'll remind you my Jennifer disclosure. I'm not receiving anything from Railtown to talk about them. I haven't received warrants, shares, money. I haven't even gotten the hat I thought I was going to get, but I haven't gotten anything from them. And there's no promise that I'm going to get anything. There's no contemplation that I'll get anything. So this is a strategic recommendation that I've put a lot of energy into and experience into, and I'm going to summarize it here and hang up. Railtown, RLAIF. We own 11,534 shares. Now it's more. Do not, if you are near your computers, if you are experiencing this lull, take advantage of it. It's the last week of August. They're trying to do their reindeer games for one more week when no one's around. I think this is the last week that you're going to see this. It could extend into the first week of September because of vacations. It could. That's how I always experienced it. People would roll in, with their tans and all that. And maybe it's likely, and I've been saying this for a while, it'll be the second week of September. So as long as you can just hold all your anxiety till the second week of September, and then, of course, some leeway, I think you're going to be fine. And you're not going to be scared out. But buy while it's down. Add while it's down. Do not sell. And of course, it's not financial advice, it's strategy. But I'm going to leave it there. And I wish, as ever, they say, I wish, well, I hope my mother has peace. And I hope each of you receive peace. So cheers, and we'll catch up later on. And I'm not talking in a final way. I'm just talking peace to each of you.